As executed, Weekend Wednesday pacing notes for 10 September 2025. So yesterday was one of my weekend Wednesdays. It was Wednesday, 10 September 2025. And I took some notes throughout the day for my pacing. And then I kind of read through them and checked them and then slept on it. And so today, the day after, I'm like, yep, I'm going to go through them. So this is kind of a recap. And I was like, I've done one of these pacing notes at the end of the day, like on the day or towards the end of the day, later in the day on a weekend Wednesday. And I was like, what about the morning after? Especially, let's say I'm living in Bracciano, Italy or something, I'm getting a PhD. I'm like, I don't start my workday for that until a PhD in physics in Italy. You know, don't start my workday until 9 a.m. where I can take and be like, you know, anything, like what if something spontaneous happens late at night and I've already posted a pacing video or whatever kind of recap video or something happens, right? So it's like, or not right, but could happen. So it's like, I'm going to do it the morning after, before the start of like the 9 to 5 workday. So here I, Tanis, she, her, hers of Seattle, provide my notes on my pacing of my weekend Wednesday, yesterday, 10 September 2025. This includes a general observation for contextualization. So here we go. Here are my notes. So Weekend Wednesday conceptualization note. Perhaps no movies on Weekend Wednesdays. When enforced, lean towards Sacred Saturdays for movies instead. So like if I do both Weekend Wednesdays and Sacred Saturdays, perhaps lean towards Sacred Saturdays. I've kind of worked on this pairing in the past, and I've kind of leaned towards like, don't do movies both days unless it's like background or something like that, but just kind of why. I watch YouTube, and so especially if I'm putting YouTube videos out, I would be okay with going to the movies / going to a movie theater on a weekend Wednesday, but I was like, maybe not like a rigid enforcement of no movies, but like be more flexible, and maybe I watch it and then do a movie notes video the following day, kind of like this video. But I was just kind of like, maybe like make that more flexible, like no movies, but I can, but like the norm is kind of like just step back a little bit. Okay, next note, staying in concept progress. So I did a dining in my car as well as bringing food back to the house to eat it from the restaurant. So I went to the Cheesecake Factory and I got food from there and then ate one of the things I got in the car and then the other one at the house. And I liked that. It even felt on filming like staying in was like the process of eating the food as well as making the videos. So that for me, it worked well for me. I hope it worked well for the audience as well. If not other than a return to like the room, you know, my room, in where I currently film or recent film a lot of stuff. There's a frequency, there we go, kind of, or count, staying in as well. Next note is on pacing. Was it well paced and why? Yes, because the speed up in pacing was intentional, not an unintended byproduct. So pacing more by tasks / pairing within the day instead of a certain number of hours between each video of the day. Yeah, so instead of being like, I'm going to do blank G number of videos in a day and I'm going to space them equal time apart, I kind of took it more of pair them, do my introduction for the day, like a story time, and then kind of do topical pairings. And I did that, and I thought that was good because I worked on pacing for each of the items, and I thought perhaps the best thing I did for that was instead of eating the cheesecake or 2 slices of cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory, actually taking and eating it at the Cheesecake Factory and then coming home, publishing that video, and then filming a video here. Right, so it's kind of maximizing minimal distance between the 2 videos. So I thought that was, and then it also kind of treats the second slice as a reward because the first one did get posted. Right? And if it hadn't, I don't, like if it, for whatever reason, it didn't post the first one, then I would have been able to adjust my performance accordingly. So there's kind of a performance perk to that as well. Not well paced. Why? So it was not well paced. So it was well paced. However, if I had not caught myself, things might have gone differently. I might have felt rushed or something like that. And instead, I was like, I want to speed it up, but can I speed it up by topic? Kind of So like it was an intentional pacing change. So there we go. A general observation for contextualization. Societal, including wildlife, it was a mellow and ready to go day. The critters were ready to go. Society was ready to go, but it was like a mellow ready to go, not like a agitated kind of ready to go. It was good vibes. Anything else? Yes, I have favored sweet eats videos over savory eats videos. I have something like over 300 more sweet eats videos than savory eats videos. And so I was thinking about that, and I was like, that is because, doing some introspection and reflection, it's because the corresponding swap outs in my normal diet result in less fluctuations in my normal performance. So it's like, I can go and get a 300 calorie item or sweet eats, and I can substitute it for a 300 calorie sweet eats in my normal diet relatively simply, and I have found does not drastically affect my performance. Whereas with savory eats, the changes might be a little bigger. So I still do the savory eats, and it's not like huge fluctuations. It's just part of that. If you're wondering why there's that big of a difference, is it's easier for me, or not easier. Through doing it, there's less variation in my utility of the calories, so to speak. I can still perform with the swapped food. So there we go. So those are as executed weekend Wednesday pacing notes for 10 September 2025.